Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Living Large Las Vegas. My name is Kobe Sherlock, and today, back in the lab, Mr. Derek Parent. Derek, say hello to everybody.
Hello, hello.
Guys, we're bringing to you one of our friends. I can't wait to share, and have this gentleman back here in the lab telling us a little bit about how his world changed over the last few months, like everyone else. And, man, what a great story of just, being persistent and consistent and being able to adapt. So without further ado, welcome back, Mr. Adam Gentz. Adam, what's up, man?
All right. Great to be back, guys.
And Adam, of course, is the owner of Strength Center right here in Henderson. Adam, how's it been?
It's been an interesting world we live in, indeed, but it's good to see everyone again. We came out of this as strong as ever. This pandemic thing, it was kind of a reality check. You get back to your core values as a business owner, and you just regroup. You deal with the cards you're dealt, and you actually, we were talking off camera here, but in times like this, you look for opportunity. Like, well, everyone's running for the exits, and you're looking for opportunity. I think we found some nice things to expand the brand of Strength Center moving forward, and we're extremely excited about the months coming forward in the year 2020.
Man, as we were approaching this, that early and mid-March, what started to set in for you as a business owner, also in fitness and knowing all the restrictions, started to be announced? What was that experience like for you?
It's interesting because everything in business, having played sports your whole life and being a huge sports fan, like everything is about having a good game plan. If you're a business owner, whether big or small, you have to have a game plan, and then you have to execute your game plan. And so when this whole thing was coming down, one of the things that was extremely important for us is communication. And we were fortunate. Strength Center has been fortunate in the sense that we don't operate with any debt. So we don't carry a debt load. So we didn't have deals that we had to work out with creditors and all that type of stuff. Like, oh, crap, how am I going to pay these guys back? So when I started out Strength Center, I got a lot of really great advice from mentors and peers. Just operate lean and mean. Keep your expenses lean. Don't overextend. And, stay in your own lane. And so we've always been very lean. So after experiencing business in the world of the post 9/11, that was a tough year after that. And then, of course, all of us going through the credit crisis, 08 to 2010, and years after that, you learn a lot from these experiences. And so having gone through that, I was basically able to apply that to what we're going through right now, and that was keeping your expenses lean. Don't overextend, and always stay focused, but communicate with your members and communicate with your staff. Like, this is going to be our game plan, and obviously follow the rules of what the law says you can do and what you can't do. And so we just had a really good game plan to stay lean through this. Before I opened Strength Center, I spent a lot of years as a mobile trainer. Like, I had my mobile kit in my SUV, and you'd pull up to whether it be a park or someone's home or wherever, and you have your porta gym. And the nice thing about what we do is we do functional fitness, so we don't you don't have to haul these big pieces of equipment around. You just need core training tools and a person's body weight, and you can do a great progressive workout regardless of where you're at. So having that prior experience allowed for me, as it'd say, like a band would say, where we went back on the road. We use that analogy, like when the bands and entertainers come to Vegas, doing a residency in Vegas is a great deal because you got all your amenities right there. The band doesn't have to get on a tour bus, and they can just sit there, and the hotel takes great care of them, and everything's really nice. They don't have to get on a plane or a bus, and they get just go down to their stage every day or every night and perform. Well, that's what it's like having a gym. You got this nice setup every day, and the customers come to you. So when this whole thing broke out, it's like, okay, I'm going back out on the road again. So luckily with fitness and the training tools, it evolved a lot over the last 10, 20 years. So you just take your mobile unit and you go out on the road. And fortunately for me, we had some really loyal customers and friends that said, hey, like, I'm not slowing down. Just come over and we'll observe the social distancing stuff. And we can do a workout. I can stand 20 feet from you, and we can do a workout, and whether it's in your own home or it's out in your backyard, whatever. And luckily for us that this pandemic, the worst of it happened when it was springtime, so it was pretty nice outside. And so that's what we did. And as soon as the Henderson said, okay, open your doors, we were ready to go. But we just stuck to our game plan, stay lean and mean.
Henderson seemed to be one of the first to open up quicker, right? But how do you see the health and fitness industry, in the future? I mean, I know you have your big box stores, you have your boutiques, but where do you see it going?
It's been interesting, this whole thing. A lot of people gravitated towards obviously the outdoors and using mobile devices such as apps and stuff like that to create workouts. And there's been a lot of progressive nature to that. People, finding a great app that says, okay, I'm going to do my own home workout, whether it's indoors or outdoors. And that industry has really taken off.
Like I said, that didn't work for me.
Yeah, I was never a subscriber to that. I like having a coach presence, and I like the sense of community. Like, we're all social beings, so the sense of community is really important. That's why
it's not a Chronocough, right?
What's that?
Don't you bring that Rona in here?
I think it's a coffee count.
Okay. Just making sure.
And so, but I believe fitness and exercising is a very communal thing. It's like playing on a team. And so I think the apps were like kind of a short fix, and people might use that moving forward. But at the end of the day, people like going to their gym, and whether it's boutique or box, and enjoy the people around them and feeling the energy of others, just like going to a bar or restaurant. Yeah. That's like, we're all communal and social beings. So I think with this pandemic, like, two things have to happen. There obviously has to become some, to eliminate this fear in people right now, is you have to have a vaccination out, and you have to have just a dramatically next to nothing number of new cases, almost down to zero. So people, when those two things happen, I think you'll start to see things kind of return to normal, but it might take a while. But luckily we're open and we're operating, and but you can tell people are still concerned, but we're observing all the safety protocols, but we understand this is going to take some time to get back to where you once were.
Well, we're hoping sooner than later. We have lower cases than most in the city or state, and who knows what's going on with all the looting and stuff. But I'm very excited to really get back into moving, just moving around and the fitness. Just to see the stuff that you've done. I've heard you work with Kobe, and I just heard
you got a wedding to get ready for.
Man, we're on the grind. I wasn't going to throw it out there, but the mobile thing works. It's awesome.
Well, Kobe,
for now,
Kobe was a superstar through this whole thing, and we kept it going.
We got to keep moving, man. That's just the message.
That's a message of life. Just keep moving and keep moving forward, and stick to your goals and just keep moving.
I will say that you're spot on with the relationship in the community, right? I mean,
it is.
One, for driving each other, the competitive nature, but also just connecting. Everybody can really use some human connection right now. And
I think that's like what you're seeing. Like, people are really tense right now, and people just need to get back to the point where they're around each other, talking to each other, enjoying each other's company, and having fun. Like, think about it. Like, if you don't have live music, you don't have live sports, and you don't have socialization out there, where are people having fun?
They're fighting on social media.
They're fighting on social media. So everyone's just a little restless right now. So I think community is a good thing. People, we like to interact with each other. We like to have fun. And in a way, this pandemic has taken that away from us as social beings. So I think once people start interacting and talking to each other, when you're talking to each other, your communication's a little bit better. But when no one's talking to each other and you're just using this vehicle of social media, a lot can get lost in translation there.
I remember back in the day, Green Valley Ranch used to have, it was yoga at night, like out by the pool, and there'd be hundreds of people come out there, and they have the headsets on. I think they should start doing. We need to have a lot more outside activities. If they can't, get in a bar and so like they should socialize and congregate in a big public place where people can.
That's a great point. That actually, what that
Tell
is.
them a little bit about your.
So with that very point of the whole outdoor thing, the one thing what was a blessing for me, like through this whole thing, if you're trying to see the good and everything, okay, this is a horrible thing we've all gone through. And instead of dwelling on the negative, let's look at the positives that came out of this. There's a lot of people that spent more quality time with their loved ones or significant others, their pets. Myself, like along with my girlfriend, we got to enjoy a lot of nice hikes, whether it was out at Mount Charleston, some great trails in Henderson. We got to like take our dogs out and just enjoy time together. That when you're in the grind of every day at work, how much quality time do you get with your loved ones? And we got to spend a lot of time together, just walking and talking and discovering parts of Henderson that, like, wow, I didn't know this trail was here. I didn't know this was there. Rediscovering Mount Charleston, which is just an amazing place. It's like a hidden gem here within just a short driving distance of Henderson. And that really, like, sparked my interest of not only what we were doing, but looking around like, wow, I've never seen so many people outdoor and enjoying the outdoors, getting some vitamin D and just enjoying socialization. So I grabbed one of my great, most respected fitness professional friends, fellow teammate, and said, hey, Benny, his name is Richard Bennett, great trainer, great coach, but just like the king of outdoor fitness, just the king of, like, if you want to climb a mountain, or if you need a guy that leading you on a trail run, or if a guy that's leading you on a team for a Tough Mudder or these Spartan races and all that, like, he's your guy. And I said, hey, Benny, what do you think if we create this Strength Center outdoor performance? Because I see this reemergence and this need for outdoor fun. And, like, I see people, like, re-engaged in that. And, you know, we get calls all the time, say, hey, are we going to do a Tough Mudder team? Are we going to do a Spartan team? Or can we help out training? Or our friends with law enforcement can say, hey, can you help train some of our future cadets and just get these guys and gals ready? And so I've never really given a whole lot of thought, because we're a boutique model. We got about 2,000 square feet indoors. But then as I started to see all the people taking advantage of the outdoors through this pandemic, I said, there's a huge outdoor performance world out there. That the gym is the outdoors, and your body's part of the gym. And people still, like, just like in the gym, need leadership and a coaching indoors. But there's a huge component, like with our sports teams, you need a coach outdoors, regardless of what sport or whatever activity you do. The element of coaching still exists outdoors. And I kept thinking, God, this would be a nice extension of Strength Center. We have obviously our indoor performance stuff, but why not create this outdoor performance where create a team or an opportunity for people to be led on a great trail run or a nice hike, and if you have a team that for all these different outdoor activities, that a coaching mechanism in play to capture the outdoor athlete that I think has emerged even more so through this pandemic. So we're excited that on August 1st we'll be launching our Strength Center Outdoor Performance, led by Richard Bennett, and he's going to do an amazing job. And we're putting together all our programming right now. And I'm extremely excited about that. Had this pandemic not happened, that's probably still sitting on the back burner.
Yeah, it's opposite. So we always talk in business, you know, you always find where your opportunities are, right? Strengths,
Absolutely.
weaknesses, opportunities, threats. You know, almost every podcast we actually talk about it. And when people come on, we talk about the opportunity. That's the opportunity. You saw an opportunity that you put on the back burner that now became a priority.
Yeah.
So you can move that over, you know.
Absolutely.
So when you do your business plan for next year, those opportunities, it always works out. And, you know, a great, they were saying the Raiders practice, so the Raiders are going to start sooner now because they have to, so they're really busting, they're about to really get them, in there because, July practice starts. So those, it looks like they'll be doing their training camp here.
Absolutely.
Which you have a great outdoor facility there. You can help get those guys in shape.
I think that'd be great.
Imagine getting a phone call.
I would definitely return that phone call if the Raiders call and say, hey, can you help us out a little bit? Absolutely. But I just think that's such a great opportunity, that many opportunities will come out of Western Henderson where the Raiders are going. There's so much growth out there, and we're excited about any way we can help out with that area as a community, whether it's with the Raiders or just with the Inspirata community. There's always a need for more fitness.
There's lots of parks over there too.
Exactly. There's just, with outdoor performance, we feel like we're not confined to a box.
Right.
We call it gym, whether it's a small box or a big box. You're confined to that, but if the outdoors is your gym, it's limitless as far as where you can train and enjoy your exercise outdoors. And people have really, it's amazing how people, like, I think this was like a reboot of like when we were kids playing outside and how much fun that was. Like, this was a nice opportunity for people to get out and about and enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah. Bike sales, they were saying bike sales went up 1,000%.
I just saw that yesterday. It's
bikes.
crazy.
People want to be out of the house, man. They just want to get out and connect.
Yeah, first it was toilet paper, now it's bikes.
Bike.
What's going on here?
Bikes, toilet paper, and guns.
That's it.
Whole lot of guns going up.
That's
Right.
I don't blame them on that. Things are wild right now.
It's probably a little bit safer if people are out buying bikes instead of guns.
Well, it's nice to see that, throughout the pandemic, you took care of, a lot of your clients. When we first had you on, you had a great story with Donnie Osborne, and we talked about fitness, and, just to see where you are now, coming through it and still, thriving. So it's grateful, glad that everything's still going really well.
It goes back to your core values, though. When you open up your business, your core value that it is all about the customer and what can you do in your power to make sure the customer 100% gets the best treatment possible. And if it's coming to your gym, great. But in this pandemic, which was an unprecedented event that we've all dealt with, if it came down to you have to go to the customer, then we were willing to do that. So that we had a nice team that we went mobile. It was like funny, the back door of the gym, everyone put together their mobile units, like loaded up everything from core boards to Bosu balls to TRX. That we're taking the show on the road. And that's what we did, and our customers were extremely supportive of that, and it worked.
The Ripper.
Yeah.
The Ripper, yeah. Ripper was out on the road as well.
Back to the old days when going back to the 60s when they had their spandex stuff on and just doing stretches, and then it went into free weights with all the weights, and then it went into all the machines. Now you can get a great workout by using your body and some
the fitness,
TRXs.
Yeah, the fitness industry is evolving tremendously from where it used to be, like you said, the early
Richard Simmons,
the Spandex Nation running wild on people's TV and the
can
big
picture
hair and
you.
all that. No, you don't want to picture that. It's like this is a family show. You don't want to do that. And but how it evolved. Then you had the Arnold and the pumping iron phase where people had to move the heavy weights and that's those pockets still exist within the fitness culture. But then, like what has happened in the last 10 years or so, the functional training and the progressiveness of just TRX and the training tools that are a nice crossover between sports performance, physical therapy, and now general population folks really getting to train more efficiently and using their body weight and being lean and being strong without the heavy volume of weights or hurting themselves. And also both genders, gyms used to be heavily male dominated, but now females and males are exercising equally and sharing the same space, because fitness is now, it's universal and it's for everybody, whether it's kids, adults, male, females. It finally, like, the playing field's level for everyone instead of like this dark dungeon where they had loud music and it's just very iron banging around and stuff. Well, that wasn't conducive to all population, but now it's good. It's evolving in a very educated a way that it's for everybody.
I think that the new wave, I think, is bigger than ever now. Is sports, is youth sports. Like parents, kids were getting hurt for a while just by going out to lifting, throwing a ball, not being functional. I think going in more into like that type of functional training, sports training, that type of facility is really where training is ultimately about, because I think that's really training.
It's one of the fastest growing parts of the world of fitness is youth performance training, and you're 100% right that as a parent, to know that your child is with a great coach that's going to educate them and teach them how to move efficiently, move better, and ultimately that education of proper movement and strength training translates to better performance on the field is huge. Whereas before, you would have a lot of like bad training and you'd have a lot of injuries that happened, which didn't necessarily need to happen. And so anytime you have an opportunity, whatever sport you're in, the opportunity to perform at your 100% best of your ability, that's a great thing, because I played baseball growing up, and I look at what we have now available in the training world. I wish that would have been available to me 20, 30 years ago, because you think of how much better you could have been. And so I think it's been great that the pro sports has immersed itself into Las Vegas with the Golden Knights and with obviously the Raiders and probably future teams that will come, that now having a pro team as a part of our community, it just invigorates the youth. And like those are their idols. I mean, I looked up to pro baseball guys saying, I want to be like that guy. So whatever it takes to get there, if I have to train 7 days a week, well, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And so with the culture changing within Las Vegas and in Henderson, and having these pro athletes around our culture daily, those are great role models for our kids to train like them and be like them. So that is a rapidly growing industry, because that's like kids, like that's not a part of the formula. If you go to a big box gym, like you walk in and go, where's the training for kids? Well, it doesn't exist. And so like separate entities like ourselves and a few others have really jumped into that arena of providing some great youth performance for kids. And that market's going to continue to grow, because think about like how many teams are there, like as far as on the youth, whether it's at junior high or it's the club teams and it's the high school teams from all sports, from your basic ones, baseball, football, track, basketball. But now all these emerging sports, like there's youth hockey that's coming up, and then
rugby.
there's rugby and lacrosse. There's some great sports that are giving both young boys and young girls an opportunity to participate, where those sports and those opportunities didn't exist 5-10 years ago. But now there's literally a sport for everybody now.
I think it's different too. Like there's a difference between a baseball coach and a strength and conditioning coach, right? If you look at from when a kid is 8 years old and he starts playing, normally it's one of the parents of the children playing who coaches, and then they go on to the next thing to follow their kid, and then they end up going to high school, and then there's a high school coach, right? So the parent never truly stays with the up and coming kids, but there's difference between like a football coach who knows basic plays, and then what you coach, strength and conditioning, mobility, taking care of the body. Where if I'm sure a different coach may show them how to throw a ball, do something, run, hit holes, call plays, whatever it is. But it's a different distinction. A lot of parents, I don't want your parents to think you drop your kid off, at 8 years old and he's going to be a professional athlete by the time he's 9. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. But you're just trying to lay the foundation of work ethic, teamwork, hard work, like just a work ethic to move forward. Like, so if we get our young student athletes, we like that they have that fire in their belly, that they want to train hard, and they have a definitive goal, whether it's to make the high school varsity or they want to go to college. That's great, because when that fire exists in young kids, like you want to make sure they accomplish those goals, and you want to provide the right environment for these kids to succeed. Sports is like one of the best teachers of a lot of facets of society, teamwork being probably number one, that you learn to work as a team, respect, hard work, commitment, all those things.
Grades, they got to have good grades to play.
How to structure your life,
super important.
How to budget your time, everything.
I like that schools did that. If you're going to play a sport, you're going to have good grades to play. If you don't good grades, so they made it like our award program, reward program.
It's an accountability factor too. I mean, and of course, sports, training and teaching that as well. Yep. And Henderson, what a great job they're doing in Henderson of bringing and attracting. Right, look at the what is it, the Henderson Silver Knights now? Yeah. Like, how cool is that?
That's a great presence.
It's a whole nother pro presence in the neighborhood.
And the new ice center that they're building downtown. That's just going to be huge for young kids to go down there and train and play hockey, and just give kids something more to do. Like, because a lot of kids, they like football or baseball or basketball might not be their thing, but they might love hockey or they might love all these other sports. So it just, opportunity is a great thing for kids to participate and be active and do sports. Sports teaches them so many things. And I'm excited about the growth of Henderson and just providing that for kids, and whatever we can do at the Strength Center to help those kids if they want to maximize their potential on the athletic field by training a little bit harder and doing a little bit more work, then I'm definitely all for that.
I mean, there's a ton of growth out here. We have a few restrictions in the time being. I mean, for you, for businesses opening up, what advice would you give other gyms or those, maybe not other gyms, but those that are attending gyms? What advice would you give them right now if they're afraid to get out and go to gyms?
Well, first of all, we all got to fall within the rules of whatever the city lays out as far as social distancing stuff. So, be safe, first of all. And if you don't feel confident or safe out there, then obviously everyone has the right to stay home. But pick a place that you feel safe and you feel comfortable in, that's a good fit for you. It comes down to, I can only speak for myself, but for others, just as long it's an environment that's safe and it's controlled. At Strength Center, I feel like we were doing the social distancing before this all happened, because one of the reasons why I went into the boutique model, I liked be able to coach people on a more of a one-on-one basis and teach. Like, I was a teacher. And so I feel like the one-on-one or the very small group culture that we have there keeps everyone safe. That, like, nobody's on top of each other at our gym. That we're first there to educate you and teach you to move better. And so our small groups are maybe average around 5 people a small group. So it's just a kind of a large private training session or a one-on-one, that we're still within 6 feet plus from each other, that we map out the workouts that are in a very safe, controlled environment where they're the only ones handling the training tool, whether it's a kettlebell or dumbbells or slam ball, that they're the only one using that particular training tool for whatever progression they're doing. So it's very safe and a very controlled environment, and it's definitely, we don't have it overcrowded at all. We don't like pack them in, but it stays controlled. And I think that we were doing that before, and we continue to do that moving forward, because the first and foremost is the experience of the client. They come in, they deserve that safety and that controlled environment that you've prepared for them. And so through this whole thing, that's what we're doing. I can't speak for the others. The big box gym, I don't know how that whole thing plays out, how that works, but all I can speak for is ourselves, that we have a nice controlled environment. And at any given time, there's less than 10 people.
Much.
We didn't really have to adjust. I mean, we have less than 10 people in the gym at a time. Everyone's operating freely. We can do a small group of 10 to 12 people, and people would still be within, at least 6 feet apart from each other. So really not a whole lot changed for us. I mean, other than maybe throwing out some more hand sanitizer and wipes, and obviously the staff wearing masks and that sort of thing. But safety should always be number one priority. And whether it's a restaurant or a gym, that you should feel safe in that environment. If you don't, then everyone has that right to stay home. But if you come out, then I feel confident with the environment that we've created for our guests that come in.
Yeah, I would say I've been one of those guys. I've stayed in a little bit. I haven't decided to go to restaurants yet. Not that I'm scared of anything, but I'm just still keeping my distance.
Well, that's because you got that ankle bracelet on that county specifically said you have to stay in. So don't blame this on the crowd. That was that fancy ankle bracelet you're wearing around that said you had to stay home.
See, that's why I love.
Don't push us off.
For the listeners, Derek does not have an ankle bracelet.
Just have a little
Adam
fun
wasn't
here.
supposed. He wasn't supposed to bring that up.
We didn't talk about that growth.
Let that cat out of the bag.
If you follow Adam on social media, you'll also know Strength Center just got a nice deep clean. So it's a nice clean facility.
Our really good friend, Steve Perry with Immaculate Care and Carpet Cleaning, they did an awesome job.
Yeah.
Come in. So kudos to those guys. Our good friend Tom with Immaculate Care, Carpet Care, the GM over there, he did a great job. But just love those guys. They definitely 100% had the gym ready to go.
Well, Adam, if people wanted to reach out to you, what's the best way they can call you or go to your site, or how can someone get a training? How can someone get in the gym with you?
You can email us at info@strengthcenterlv.com, or they can call us 551-2305, and just send us a note. Let us know what you're thinking and how we can help you. We like people that have goals or want achievement, whether it's a wedding coming up or a class reunion, or just want to feel. Let's go. But if you just want to feel better, we got a great studio. It's not overcrowded. It's just right for us.
Which location?
We're at Horizon Ridge and Stephanie in Henderson, in the Foothills Plaza.
Yeah,
and we're
listeners, check it out. Strength Center is awesome. I mean, it's a great time. Personal experience there has been great. Adam takes great care of everybody there, and it really is just a really great small family boutique fit. It's pretty awesome.
Family. We live by family first, so we have student athletes in there. We have regular folks. We got some active aging population. We're kind of a melting pot of everybody. So we like to help others with their goals. And so if you just need to feel better, if you want to lose some weight, or if you want to make a sports team, give us a call. We'll definitely help you achieve those goals.
Well, Spring Valley's bowling team is
Tam, if you're watching, Tam, we got a new spot.
Now, the bowling team might be a first for us, but hey.
The Spring Valley won the state championship.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, he was just in here. So
we just now got that one, man.
I love it.
Check it out. Strength Center. Adam's coming at you. Reach out to us anytime. We can definitely connect you with Adam. But we will bring you back another great time of living large Las Vegas. Go check it out. Get moving again, guys.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Man, thank you. You're the best.
Strength Center 2020.
2020, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll go on a hike, by the way.
Let's do it.